Yo,
Yo, man.
how's it going, buddy?
Quite well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Um,
Yeah?
yeah, gonna work on some of your tunes tonight.
Enough. Dude, finally.
Yep,
Enough of this people's music who is not my music. Let's
could
hear more Brandon.
couldn't agree more.
More me. No, just kidding.
Couldn't agree more. No, I mean, yeah, it is kind of lopsided because you put out one song and I'm always trying to do a bajillion and
No.
making my head spin.
I'm completely kidding about that.
Yeah.
I love everything that we do. But it is like a special, fun thing to get to like see you and work with you and other people when they're playing on something that's like of my creation, you know?
Yeah,
Like when another person, because like I started, well, a lot in the early days I was making music in my bedroom by myself, you know? So for the most part over the years, I'm that's what feels normal, is working on stuff alone.
yep,
And so whenever I get to work with another person who's playing on, contributing on something that I started, it's like exciting feeling.
yeah. I agree. It's for the longest time I like kept the Black Market project just. I mean, you remember I always just did
Yeah.
everything by
Just
myself.
you by yourself.
I was always kind of afraid to bring people in or, even, ask other people. I wasn't sure if it was good enough or blah, blah, blah. Classic kind of imposter syndrome crap.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, we finally got to a good place where we're both working on each other's music all the time, which is couldn't be better. It's how it should.
Yeah. All the time.
By the way,
Regularly. Yeah.
People should keep in mind, me and Brandon used to live together. We used to hang out constantly at our house. We were in a band, and we
Yep.
barely, in the grand scheme of things, barely worked on each other's stuff. Like, barely. While we were living together those couple years.
Almost not at all.
Almost not at all. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I did quite a few Black Market EPs. You did a bunch of Penny Reel stuff and your first Wiseall EP.
Yeah, the first YSL EP, the entire Penny Reel White Album
Yeah.
project,
Yep.
and you did, and I played on like one of the Black Market EPs that you
Yep.
did when we lived together, of which I think you did about like 20 or something like
It was
that.
I don't even know. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot. No, but you played on Twilight Zone, a couple
Yep.
songs, and then you also played on the Bowie one, which was huge. That was the best one anyway.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that Joanne sings on.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, if you guys if anybody watching hasn't heard Penny Reel, it's a band Brandon started in high school with his buddy Joanne Highland, and she's just a gem and just one of the most talented vocalists you'll ever hear. And they play tons of like awesome rocksteady and reggae songs together, which is really cool. I'm sure there's tons of Penny Reel stuff out there floating around, so I hope people through this can discover that.
Yes, Penny Reel.
Penny Reel.
REEL, like a reel of tape.
Yeah.
Man,
And-
I've Penny Reel is one of the bands, and just so many of the bands that I've been in my life and wanted to share with people, like announce to people, tell people about, market it in any way. The thing that I got so sick and tired of, and Penny Reel was one of the bands being in, where this happened, was having to explain how to spell the name,
Yeah, I bet.
how, like, it's two words, Penny Reel. It's not Penny Reel or what, like,
Yeah.
so sick and tired of having a name that I can't just say it and the person completely understands and can Google it.
Yeah. Yeah.
These days I'm all about high Googleability.
Yeah. God, if I should have like talked to you before launching both of my ventures because there's a million black market everythings and there's a million high noon everythings. Like
Yeah.
there's like a high noon premium hard seltzer. There's
Wow.
when I was in Austin, one of my girlfriend's best friends worked at a bar called High Noon, and it was amazing. It was the coolest bar. Like it was such a great bar. There's High Noon the movie from the 50s that won
Yeah, right.
best picture.
Gary
Uh,
Cooper.
I see when I watched the Gary Cooper movie and I was like, oh, that's a really cool name. I should name my studio after some cool old western. Like that'd be
Yeah,
that's a
that
cool
no
idea.
one's ever heard of
Totally.
or ever been inspired by.
Fuck. I had another idea that I almost wish I would have went with now, but I'm not even gonna say it because one, someone could hear it and then take it, and two, I'm not gonna do it ever. There's already so much into the High Noon name, like
You've
my
come
girl,
this far.
dude. Yeah, I can't now. It's done. What's done is done. Like this is it, like forever for me, as far as I know. Like I have no real incentive to change it other than I'm just being picky. So I'm not going to do it. And black market is the same thing. It's like it doesn't really kind of. Why am I shitting on my own projects right now? I don't know what I'm doing, but
Well, yeah, it's shit on the project, just the name. I mean,
Yeah.
great stuff can have really stupid names sometimes. you know?
Yeah. And black market is close to falling into that category.
No, dude, Black Market is the coolest name. It's my favorite name out of all the shit that we got going on. Black Market, Wise Owl, High Noon, this, that, other thing. I think Black Market is the coolest one,
Well,
personally.
That's okay. I'm glad you feel that way. That's good. I definitely like it. It's just frustrating that it's like
Crowded.
it's very crowded. Yeah,
Dude,
Super
yeah,
crowded.
these days, every time I come up with something, I'm all about low crowdedness,
Yep.
high Googleability, and not like for market optimization, not for like getting more money or getting more hits, simply just for less effort for me to have to fucking explain it or help people find it in the sea of other things called Wise Owl or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
You know, like, no. Okay, try typing in the word reggae after. See what pops up. Is it a picture of me? No?
Yeah.
You know, like,
That's why.
just so it's easy for
That,
for
that's
me because I'm lazy.
that's
the other
literally
reason.
why black market is now essentially called black market dub because I got
Yeah.
tired of telling people just to put dub after it. And same with High
Yeah.
Noon. When I came up with High Noon, it's not just High Noon; it's High Noon Audio. So
Mm-hmm.
it's built into the name, so that people
Yeah.
won't get lost on the way
Yeah.
to either one of my websites.
I guess that's why people started putting it in their business, like Acme air conditioning,
Totally.
not the Acme roofing nails.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so what are we getting into tonight? We're
Yeah.
gonna do
so,
some heaven dub, yeah.
Heaven. Yes. So we're bringing it all the way back to the very first time that we ever streamed.
Yep.
The song that we were working on is it number 5? I think it's Wise Owl Sings His Favorites number 5.
I think it's 5. Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
So continuing in my my series of songs that I'm doing for the enjoyment of it, just making reggae versions as dope as I possibly can
Yep.
of songs that I love and that I love to sing. I love to sing along to. Just my favorite songs, you know. And the first one was "We Are One" by Maze featuring Frankie Beverly.
So good.
The second one was "Country Down" by Beck.
So good.
The third one was "The Working Hour" by Tears for Fears.
Yeah.
And the fourth one was "Please Baby Please" by David Bazan.
That's a deep cut and a very cool song.
Yes, yeah, that is definitely the most obscure out
Yeah.
of the ones that have, and I don't think I'm gonna do a song that is that or more obscure
Yeah.
for the rest of the series. But yeah, all of those you can hear them, and also every single one of those has with it a dub version that Nate Black Market did.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
can, it's at the Bandcamp link that's above my head. All those songs. And so this is the next one. I'm going to release it tomorrow. And it is the song Heaven by Talking Heads.
Yep. One of my all-time favorite bands, Talking Heads. They're like
Yeah.
just the most creatively inspiring group of people like ever for me. Like David Byrne is just like so fun. He's like a space alien that decided to front a band. Like it's so it's so good. I love it.
Yeah. One of those like unfairly creative, unfairly talented individuals.
Yeah, he was born a little different. You know, he's got an extra like
An extra chromosome.
I
I thought you were going to say.
no, he's got an extra creative limb or something in his brain that
Yeah.
I don't know, but
You know, come to think of it, like I'm just when you say that, I'm just realizing I don't think I've ever seen or heard an interview with him before. I don't think I've ever heard him talk.
oh, he's amazing. He's
I've
so
only-
peculiar. He's
So he's as peculiar as he sounds like he would be when you listen to his music and
absolutely.
and his singing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's very esoteric, very eccentric. You know, his brain is like it's like a balloon, just kind of it's barely tethered to the ground. Like he's all over the place, but he's also at the same time that's almost an unfair way to describe him because he's so articulate, he's so smart, he's an incredibly brilliant person. But yeah, he's just one of those people who's so his talent is just oozing out of every pore, and he's a fascinating person just to watch. Just I can't imagine being around someone like that. Like I imagine it would just be infectious, and I don't know.
Yeah.
He's great.
So yeah, David Byrne is just a super inspirational songwriter and performer for me. And Tina Weymouth is one of my favorite bass players of all time.
Yep, same.
She's a ridiculously, like, just solid, steady, tasteful player.
Great.
And the lines that she writes, like,
Whether on bass or on a synth, she's just as good on either one.
yeah, like her sense of rhythm and melody, like, are very like pleasing to my taste, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Same. Yeah, I'm really excited to do this. One, because I just love dubbing out your stuff, and two, because technically, I've never like dubbed live before as Black Market. Like, so
Oh, ever for anybody?
no, not really. I mean,
Nice.
besides I film them and release those, but like never like live, like show my process of like,
Literally live,
like how I arrive at like,
Oh,
like
sweet.
that was cool, that wasn't, like blah blah blah.
See, folks, we're pushing our envelopes on this stream live for you.
Absolutely.
Both of us, case in point, both of us have done so many like things that that we have never done in our lives and in our musical lives before
Yep.
being on the stream. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like super exciting, man. And this is also the first. So you have dubbed many of my songs
Mhm.
before.
Yep.
But the only thing that I've ever heard is something in an email, attached to an email, being like, all right, man, I dubbed it. I hope you like it. Here it is. Check it out.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So this is the first time that I've ever like gotten to be present during the session of when you're doing it.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I would love for we haven't talked about this like at all, but I was anticipating and hoping to get your input on stuff. So like if I do
Okay.
something in particular that you like or don't like, we can either on the next pass do it again or try and do it again. It's it's one of those things where it's like I'm dealing with an analog console, all analog effects. There's no automation, there's no writing shit in the computer. So It's hard. I
Yeah.
could do a take of something and there could be some magical combination of like feedback and delay timing, just doing something particularly weird or cool that like I won't be able to recreate. It'll just be either
Yeah.
we go with that take for that reason, or do we weigh our options and go, hey, we could do it a little bit better if we do it different or do it again, you know. So I mean, I
Yeah.
think we'll realize that, and I think you'll realize it too as we go along. Like there's some stuff where like literally when I'm doing a dub, it's a you know it's a performance. So I'm trying to ride the wave of like the performance, like and feed off of the excitement of what's happening and let that kind of influence like what I'm going to do next or what I'm going to do period.
Right. Right.
um, and so yeah, it's just like in a live show, you're trying to like chase the magic, you're trying to really tap into something.
Gotta chase that dragon, man.
Totally, yeah. But that being said, I think tonight, I'm gonna more or less do what I normally do, but I think we'll slow it down a little bit, and I'll probably do more takes than I normally would tonight, just to kind of invite everybody in to see what it is that I do exactly.
Yeah. Maybe like, do you think? I mean, I would imagine if I were you, it would help me to like do the explanation and the showing of what's happening and what you're doing ahead of time. Do that first, so
Mhm.
that then once you get going and you're performing,
Yeah,
you don't have to stop and explain shit that you're doing.
that's a good idea. Yeah,
You can just perform.
we could do kind of like a pass where maybe I'll talk through it and
Oh.
kind of just show people what I'm gonna do.
Oh, we're going to school, people. It's a
Yeah,
master class.
yeah, it could be like
It's your
that.
free master class
Hmm.
session here.
Yeah, I got an email from somebody this week asking like, how do they get into dub? And I haven't got to respond to them yet, but or like they asked how do I start dubbing stuff out,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't got to
Good
respond to
question.
them yet, so I'm gonna direct them to this video after I respond so they can kind of see it. But
Okay.
um, the biggest reason I started doing black market was because I had to make my own dub. I had to make my own reggae to dub out because no one's sending me stems of
Oh.
reggae to work on. Nobody's like, I wasn't established
Yes.
as an engineer or producer, so no one's sending me.
That's true.
There's no John Roy's calling me up saying, "Hey, here's
Yeah.
Corey Kingston and a bunch of amazing players all on a track, dub it out." Like that definitely hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, and that's a good first concept to point out is that to be a dub artist and to be a dub engineer, you need music to dub.
Yes, yeah, it's
Yeah.
the music is like the seeds and the something else is the water, but the dub is the flower.
Maybe maybe as we go along we'll find out what the water
Yeah,
is. It's something.
we'll figure out what the water is.
It's definitely something.
I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, let's bring up the session and we can kind of
All
listen.
right, sweet.
And
So yeah, so the modern normal way of like mixing music and even doing music that is like this, what Nate's about to do, is done with like computer automation,
yeah,
doing things one at a time, and then saved into a computer so that when you play it back later, it'll do what you saved and it'll do what you told it to do again.
mhm, yeah.
So if that's the regular way, how are you doing it? How do you do it?
So, basically, what I do is if I get a track from somebody to mix a reggae song like one of yours or John Roy or tons of other bands that I've done now. Typically, what I'll do is I'll go through, and you've already done this step for me, is I'll go through and I'll make stems of everything because
Oh, okay, right, okay.
because basically when you're doing a dub performance, you don't really want like 30 tracks to dub out all at once. Like you don't necessarily need control over the top snare and the bottom snare if you're going to put delay on the snare. Like it's actually counter productive to have that many tracks. So what you want to do, and what I do, and what like I said, Brandon's already done for me, is create stems. So for instance, this first one I'm going to play for us. Should I bring up like a mix window so people could see what I'm doing? That might be cool. Let's see.
Oh, hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. There's me.
Let's do this one, and I'm gonna quickly.
Dope Patch Bay.
Thank you. Quickly do a little mix window capture.
Okay.
Here we go. It's a little too big, but
it's okay. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah, so I'm going to put this over here by Brandon. So, if you look over here, these top tracks here, these are the drum stems that I'm going to play for you. So Brandon already did this for me.
I'm a good friend.
Yes. So as you can see, it's just 2 tracks of drums. That's all it is. Which
drums
is awesome.
Left and drums right.
Drums left and drums right, exactly. Then the next 2 pairs of tracks are percussion. So it's like tambourine. It's pretty quiet, but it's like tambourine and what is that, like a cabasa or something?
Yep,
yeah.
Cabasa.
Then we've got 1 bass track that actually I could down mix to mono just to make sure, because I'm not going to make sure it's in mono. And it's kind of hard to tell with the screen here, but I've got that going through my 1176 over here behind me, which is an awesome compressor. Then we've got the next one, which is Brandon's skank guitar. We've got piano, and this one's also...
That really sounds like it's in a room.
I know,
that's a fake room.
It sounds great.
That's a synthesized piano, but god damn, that shit sounds so realistic.
It does. It sounds great. What else we got? We've got organ. So you guys probably remember, go back to all the old streams.
Yeah,
I remember
right.
us
Yeah,
recording all this stuff.
Yeah, if you've been a diligent viewer,
yeah,
you've heard these.
Yeah. Then we've got my guitar, which I also down mixed in mono. There's other reasons too. Tonight in particular, I didn't make pairs of tracks for everything, just because of the way we have the live stream set up. And then I've got the vocal. So this is all of our stuff we can play with here now with a dub mix. So in order to even get to that point, how do we play with it? What do we do? We have...
How do we play with it? What do we do, Nate?
What do we do? We have a certain... We have a couple of tools. So I'll use the drums as an example to show you what those are. So the first one you'll hear on the drums is a phaser.
This is the one that I want so badly.
Mm-hmm. This is
the
a
one
cool
I'm super jealous of.
Yeah.
And the one that is very Lee Perry style.
Oh yeah, and this is on their type for sure.
Oh my gosh. Oh yes.
All right, so we've got phaser. What else we got? Let's see. Let's turn up our effects now.
Shawn Michaels in the stream. Hello, hello.
Nice. So we've got a spring reverb, which is pretty jangly, but it sounds good.
Oh, it's really tight. Like tight. Yours is like. It sounds like the space is closer and tighter than mine. Mine's like real washy.
Yeah.
That's nice. It sounds good.
I like it. I kind of wish mine was a little bigger, though, to be honest. I actually bought a bigger spring for that reason. I had a really
I've never had that problem.
Wow.
No.
What else we got? We have... That is my Space Echo. We've got... This is my Strymon El Capistan. So that's like a tape delay guitar pedal, actually.
Wow.
And then probably my favorite one.
Wait. So the first one is a real tape delay.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is a tape delay emulating guitar pedal.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And actually, I haven't quite...
Can we see your tape delay?
yeah, so that is right up there.
Oh, there it is.
There it is right there. So I just got rid of the dealie, the mix window. So yeah, those are all the tools we're going to use tonight to play with stuff.
Okay.
So the next thing we got to do is get a balance.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we can hear the phaser through the.
Oh, I
steering.
turned it off.
Okay. Oh, there. Okay. Yep. I heard it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So the phaser I also have going through the spring. So the actual phaser effect is being sent through the spring too. So it's not super dry. It's kind of got the rest of the effects on it. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is...
It already sounds so dope.
I know.
Like you haven't even started doing it
I
yet.
haven't
It's
done
already
anything
amazing.
yet. Yeah. So first thing I want to do is get some verb on the drums and on the perk. Also, I've got spring on the bass tonight, which I want to do.
Okay.
Which I think is a cool sound.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So that's the guitar going through the Benny dub. But let's get our balance first.
Phaser.
Yep.
Nothing at all could be so exciting. Could be so much fun. Heaven is a place.
So yeah, this is gonna be our balance for tonight. So when I drop things in and out for the dub stream or for the dub, I'm gonna try to keep this balance generally.
Okay.
We'll see how that doesn't always work that way. That's why sometimes I use mutes, although it doesn't sound quite as authentic if you use mutes. It sounds way.
That's
ahead.
a good. Sorry, good. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm curious about this. Yeah. go
Yeah,
ahead.
so I do both. It really depends on the song, but like some people will say when you're dubbing, that you shouldn't use mutes because and I get why they say that because they didn't really do that back in the day as often as I probably would. And on top of that, the way mutes cut tracks off, it just sounds really harsh sometimes. The benefit of it though is that you can maintain your balance because the mix balance that you have, because the alternative is if you bring stuff like in and out, like
Bring the fader down instead of pressing a mute button.
yeah, exactly. Bring the fader down and then bring it back up if you want it back in. Is unless you have everything marked on the console, which for these I don't. I probably could, but I don't. Unless you have everything marked, there's a good chance you're not going to hit that same sweet spot that you had when you got your balance. So that's why sometimes I'll do mutes if the balance of the song is like really important and I really don't want to screw that up or mess with it too much. I will. I'll probably use mutes a couple times, but tonight I probably am not going to use mutes at all because I'm going for more of an old school sound tonight. That's kind of what
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, that's the goal for tonight. But yeah, I think. Well, what do you think? What do you what do you think? Should we just get started? Should we dive into the dub?
Sure. Yeah. I think you said it all.
Okay, cool.
Everything about the mute and the fader. I think.
I know what I was gonna ask. You were gonna ask something about the mutes or fader stuff, right?
Yeah, and you did. You answered it. So yeah,
Okay.
it was like, what are the basically, like, one thing that I do know is that the traditional way of doing a dub is bringing faders up and down
Yes.
to bring elements in and out,
Mm-hmm.
and not pressing mute
Yep.
on the channel. So I guess, yeah, what I've been curious about is like, is why, I guess, which you did answer.
Yeah,
and-
like I said,
Yeah.
it's because like I've had people call me out for it before in videos. They're like, "You're muting. It's not real dub." I'm like, "Fucker."
I was hoping no one would notice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I said, it's just if the balance is more important to me than getting like a really heavy dub effect sound,
Yeah.
then I'll do it. But even then, you have to be really careful because you could wind up like cutting a track off, or you could bring it back in the middle of a note, and it could pop, or it could just come in really harshly and just not work.
Yeah, just be musically bad sounding.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that sense, you have to really know the arrangement if you're going to use mutes, because you don't want it to sound like you're using mutes.
So I got to and you know this because as it was happening, I was like sending you pictures and text messages like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I got to work a session as the assistant engineer to scientist
Oh yeah.
as he was dubbing,
Mm-hmm.
exactly like how Nate is on a real console, and he uses faders
Yep.
up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And what you just said about being familiar with the arrangement, that's exactly what he did.
Mm-hmm.
So he is at the point where, the songs that he was dubbing were like the 500,000th songs that he's dubbed in his life,
Yeah.
So it only takes him a couple listen throughs.
Yep.
It's music that he's never heard before in his entire life. He listens through to the song without affecting it,
Yep.
like once. And then he'll practice through the song about twice,
Yep.
meaning like now he is turning things up and down and doing his moves and bringing elements in and out and putting effects on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And finding out where are the spots. Whoa, that sounded weird. Don't do that. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And finding those little like mile markers.
Yep.
And then he's like, okay, let's do one. And then he does one that he records the performance of it. And then from there it's just like anything else. It's like, I could do better.
Totally.
Let's do it again.
Totally.
But he usually has one that he likes and like one or two or three tries. You know.
That's how mine go. There's plenty that I've used.
And one last thing,
Go ahead.
he also, whenever he did the one that was like, okay, that was it, that was sweet, that was amazing, he always did one more after that.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I can say it usually only takes me a couple takes as well, like two or three, and I'll arrive at something I usually really like. But that's also not. I don't count like stops and starts. Like if I get like 5 seconds into a take, I don't really count that. But if I can get through like three full takes of the song, there's usually by the third one, that's the one I'll go with. Because I usually don't like do three, say, and then pick which one. It's and I'm like this with recording anything really. Is like if there was something I liked in the first one, I try to do it again and build on it in the second one. And then same thing. By the time I get to the third one, it should incorporate everything I like about all the takes, but it's in the third one and it's the most polished or it's the best one.
Yeah.
So, and I feel that way about like overdubbing guitar or like anything too. Like, I'm so used to like destructively recording at this point because I work on my own stuff all the time. And I do so many takes over and over and over again. I never keep anything because it's like, what's the point? Like I might as well just do it right.
I know I'm not going to use it. I'm the one who's deciding.
Exactly. I know I'm not going to use it, so I might as well just do it again, do it right, and, So I'm kind of the same way with dub stuff. If something really shitty happens or like sometimes the delays can get out of control and it might get the feedback from the delay might get louder than the track itself, like way louder. And then it's like, okay, well, I can't use that. That's out of control. It just sounds like shit. I'm not going to use it.
It was a mistake.
It's a mistake. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to try and get through 3 or 4, I think.
Right,
but
sweet.
also, stop me anytime if you want to like pitch an idea you want me to try, or if there's something you really like that I'm doing that you want featured on this dub of your track, which is cool. I've never like dubbed a track for somebody while they were there listening. So it's cool. I'm kind of excited because usually it's just me, and I have higher standards for other people's stuff than for my own stuff. But like when it's my own stuff, sometimes I wish someone else was there to be like, no, dude. Like, because sometimes I know I can do it better, but I'm like,
but it's mine. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Which is not a good mindset. But how's the chat doing? Oh, cool. We've got Groove Stranger, Shawn Michaels. Cool. And Brandon's in there hanging in the chat. That's awesome.
I'll try to relieve some of the some of the streamer duties from you since your hands are full tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Cool. Well, let's do a little practice run. Let's just see what it sounds like. So for this, maybe.
Oh.
Do you think that one or this one is a better view?
I think this one is sort of. Man, it's hard to choose.
Yeah.
How much do you twiddle on the knobs of those effects over on your right hand side? Are you dialing in those dials quite a bit?
Quite a bit sometimes, yeah. So
all right, let's go with this view.
Yeah, let's do this.
This is where you can see everything.
Yeah, it's true. Okay,
this is cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Let's. I'm gonna reset the balance. I kind of know what I want it to sound like, but I like to be able to kind of build everything up one at a time.
Yeah, so I guess last thing that I wanted to tell you is that we didn't even talk about this, but I also had the same kind of inspiration to make this one particularly more old school and dirty than we usually do our songs, you know?
For sure.
So on my version of it, the way that it's mixed is a bit more rough and edged and distorted sounding.
Okay.
Than I normally try to do it, just because it feels like it's the right vibe for this.
Yeah.
So, and you were saying that's the direction that you wanted to go to. So yeah, man, just like if you want to go just real nasty, just in the yard in Kingston, just like just like all the neighbors and the kids just hanging out around the control room while you're doing it,
Rockers style.
Yeah, exactly. And just real out there stuff that only people who love dub will get.
Yeah.
Type things.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's I think this is the song for it.
Yeah, and we talked about this a little bit off the stream, I think. But the nice thing about Wise Owl's stuff is, for my stuff, I only put out one version of everything, right? So I have to walk the line of like, do some dub stuff, but also don't get in the way of the song also, because a big selling point to my stuff is like, holy shit, it's Elton John with a reggae band.
So it has to keep a semblance of, you have to be able to hear the whole Tiny Dancer song in your version.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you want to hear Elton John. You don't want
Yes.
Elton John popping in and out. And I don't want to rob people of that either, because it's like a full version of this song. It's like such a cool thing, for people to hear it in a new way. But with your stuff, you have already finished and done a version of the song. So now people already have that to listen to. If they ever want to hear the song as it is, they can go listen to your version. But for me, now the goal for me is to, and it kind of goes to what you were just saying, the goal for me now is to borderline almost make it unrecognizable, because there's no reason to have a separate dub that sounds just like what you already have. You know what I mean? We want a different version. We want it's a version. We want a new version.
And it should be entertaining and enjoyable to listen to it immediately after hearing the other version.
Exactly.
Like the other version ends, and then this one starts, and it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. If you come away after listening to the original and the dub like you just listened to the original song 2 times in a row,
yeah, bad.
It's not what you want. So yeah, we're gonna try and really dirty it up. We'll like you were saying.
Super sweet.
So yeah, let's. I'm gonna get another balance, and then I'm just gonna kind of start messing around with some of the dub tools and see what I like.
Yeah, and I'm gonna enjoy everything.
Yeah, and probably start just doing some dub stuff, honestly.
All right.
Here we go. Right there, I'm just trying to match the tempo of the delay with the tempo of the song, basically.
Yeah, I love those really short vocal grabs.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
so short, like there's not a complete phrase spoken. Yeah, exactly. Or when it's like the middle of a phrase, so it takes on a new meaning now.
Yeah, totally.
You know, like exactly the same.
Yep.
Or just that, you know.
And here, pretty much at the end, so I'm gonna do a in real life fade out.
Oh shit!
Actually,
Fading out by hand.
yep. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. This is. I mean, it's pretty much ready to go. I mean, this sounds awesome. I love getting to this point with dub where I'm like I'm just about to start, because it's like it's so much fun to do this. Like, I can't even like explain like
Oh wow.
how fun this is to be able to do. And for the longest time I didn't have a console, so I would dub this out on like a like an Ableton APC, which had its benefits and its drawbacks too. I tried to use it as much as I could like a real console, but this is like it's a whole nother ball game. It's changed.
Yeah.
changed
So
everything.
so that other way is you're using a controller that's controlling the computer.
Yes.
But what you're doing is really these sounds passing through an actual analog console and the real
And all
channels of a
analog
mixer.
All analog effects too. It's no
Yeah.
computer effects.
Yeah.
There's nothing. The computer is basically like keeping time, and like
It's just playing the music.
it's just it's a playback machine. It's the tape machine. Cool. Well, I think I'm gonna try and do my first take.
All right.
So for anybody watching, I'm also going to film this and release this on my YouTube channel as
Oh, nice.
a dub video. So in order for me to do that and stream at the same time, it gets a little complicated, but I think I'm going to be able to do it. So I'm going to turn on this scene switcher in OBS so that it changes cameras for me. And I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So it's going to rotate through certain camera shots that work for the video, so I don't have to spend so much time editing the videos. So yeah, and Brandon's just gonna be in this video. He's gonna be in the corner.
Oh, I'm gonna be in the little bottom corner
Yeah.
of the real.
Of the real
Nice.
YouTube video. Yeah. So
Nice. I'm
Okay.
glad you told me that.
yeah,
Just so
I mean, I could take
I
you.
don't do anything stupid.
I could take you out, but I think it's kind of fun to have you in there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, take one. Here we go. And I don't know how many takes I'll do, but we'll see.
At least one.
At least one. Yeah, that'd be cool. So yeah, I have to start recording in OBS and then start recording in Reaper in order for this to work. So let's. Here we go. Of course, it's not. Yeah, so that was a decent first run through.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely want to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, there were some golden moments in there.
yeah, there's cool stuff. It is. I'm not gonna lie. It is different knowing I'm being watched. It's a different experience. I'm not gonna lie.
Right?
Like it's what do they say about those particles that like you can't observe them? Like they exist, but if you observe them, they don't exist anymore, or they disappear or whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the uncertainty principle, right? Like,
Yeah,
but like you can know one of two things about it, but not both. And if you observe, like the fact that you're observing alters the state that it's in.
exactly. So yeah,
So if you hadn't looked, the truth of how it is and where it is would be different.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm one of those particles, or a large group of them.
The Nate particle.
Yeah.
Nate's uncertainty
Yes.
theorem.
All right. Well, let's just do it again. I just want to keep doing it.
Groove Strangers loving the spring reverb on the bass.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. It's it doesn't always work, but the tone of your bass there's enough high mids.
Yeah. Yep.
To kind of, you can actually hear it, and it actually like affects it in a way that sounds cool. A lot of times, like if a bass is just all low end and you try to do that, it's like you don't hear it, nothing happens, like it's not very interesting.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely very cool. The other stuff I'm doing over here, like on this thing, this big knob here, this kind of changes the beat multiplier, right? So like there's a tempo, and within that tempo, you can go like the delay can be like 2 bars, 1 1/4 bars. You could do a quarter note, like you could do a half note, like and it's not fixed. The ratios aren't fixed, so it's like a completely fluid, note value, like within every tempo. So it's really interesting. So right now I have your tempo at what's this song? I have it clocked at 128. So half of the I'm thinking about adjusting the tempo so that it's a half-time tempo for this delay. So 128.
Yeah, 64. Yeah, that sounds right.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm going to set it at that now and play around with that. And I think that will get me a little closer to what I wanted out of this particular unit for this next one. But let's see. All right. I'm going to do another one.
All right.
Any different, will be exactly the same. It's hard to imagine nothing at all.
Nice. I liked that one a lot better.
Yeah.
Aside for a couple moments where, and this happens, which I have to get used to it, where I bring something out and then I forget to turn down the auxes. So then when I bring it back up, it comes back up, delayed, all crazy and stuff.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But that one was really cool. I liked that one better for sure. That one felt a lot nicer. There's more cool moments in that one. I feel like it was just a little more interesting all around. So, yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get it under my feet, but it's not there yet. So I'm definitely going to do it at least one or two more times, at least. So let's try it again. I'm gonna get to.
Is there is the phaser, the direct signal of the phaser, is that going to the stream? Because I feel like I can only hear the phaser when it's sending to the spring.
Oh, I see. No, it wasn't. Now it is though.
Okay.
Okay, but it is on the track and it sounds really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right. All right, let's do another one.
Everyone the same time. Nothing ever will start again.
Turned up delay on my own mic on accident. That one was cool.
That was freaking dope. And yeah, it sounds incredibly better when with the phaser in there.
I couldn't believe I didn't have that in. That sucks. But
amazing.
yeah, it's that's like a classic Black Ark kind of sound, is to get
Yes.
that basically all you're listening to is the return of the phaser. I have the auxes of the skank turned up really high, so they're cranked through the phaser,
Yeah.
but the tracks themselves are like turned all the way down. So
Wow.
all you're hearing is just the effect. That's it. You're not hearing the original track at all.
Yeah, it sounds so good, man.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. Really versatile phaser, but ironically, I leave it set up in one mode. I never touch it. It's like the most versatile phaser you could possibly have, and I literally have it set up for
Yeah.
like stereo phaser, and I never fuck with it.
Yeah, that's like the whole selling point of it is the insane tweakability of it.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
right, but I mean, it's for all sorts of different styles of music, different this, different that. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you're after the Black Ark sound, it's like there it is.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. So I could probably live with that one, but I think I'm going to do it one more time.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think so. The moments when I think every moment that you've brought in the lead guitar part for a second out of nowhere, it really brings something new
Okay.
energetically and musically that that it's missing otherwise. So like every time you bring it in, it's like, ooh, that's
Yeah.
like a nice pepper in there.
You know, you would probably think I'm just avoiding it because it's me playing
'Cause
the
it's you
guitar,
playing it.
but it's not. I literally I think the same thing every time I bring it in. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. There's this whole other like lead component I could be playing
Yeah.
with.
And it's
But-
good that you did it because it's in reverse from the original. Because in the
Totally.
original version, my version, it does have some dub elements, but the lead vocal and that lead guitar are the only things that always stay
right.
and are in
right.
the entire song.
So in this
So,
one, we're bringing
Yeah,
trying to
you're
bring those
featuring-
in out.
you're
in and
featuring
out.
the inverse instruments more, and
Right.
it's awesome.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, I'd say pepper that in some.
Okay.
And I was yawning.
Sorry.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
And try to like break up the lyrics. Like don't let the vocals like complete a complete lyrical thought that's from the original song.
Right. Right.
you
Okay.
know?
Okay. So
Like-
really
like-
be snappier, quicker, bringing those in and out.
Well, however you do it, like essentially like change the lyrics. Like
Right.
make this song has different lyrics.
Right.
You know?
I love thinking about
Yeah.
it that way. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, the second take in particular, I was trying to only bring it in or bring it in every time you said nothing. Almost so like if you were to listen to this, you would think the song's called Nothing or something.
Exactly. There
yeah.
you go. That's what, all right,
as
sweet.
opposed to Heaven, which is kind of interesting if you think about it. But okay, yeah. Let's do it again. That's good feedback. Let's try this one more time.
Everyone is trying. It's a There is a party.
That was probably my favorite one, aside from the massive feedback explosion that I got, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh my god. Right. Yeah. Except for a couple mistake moments, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the vibe right there.
Yeah, that one was cool. Yeah, honestly, I'm sure you noticed more stuff than I did because I was just in it. But if it wasn't for that one fucking massive, like I watched my delay just like clip into the red, like so gnarly. Yeah, if it wasn't for that, then I probably would be like, let's do that one. But I'll probably wind up doing it one more time because that stuff sucks.
Yeah. It seems like you are familiar with the song now. You know,
Totally.
like how a scientist, goes through a few times and finds all the peaks and valleys and it's like, oh, I see. Okay.
Totally. And it's at this point now where I really feel like I'm like playing an instrument is what it feels like. It feels
There
like
you
I'm
go.
really like improvising, but not just like flying by the seat of my pants, but it's like
Playing.
yeah, I'm playing.
Yeah.
I'm driving a car I know how to drive. That's like what it feels like
Oh.
after a couple. Like if you're driving like you could sit in a sports car and it's like, yeah, you have a license and yeah, you could technically drive it, but like, do you really know like
Yeah.
what you're doing or how to drive it? Like,
Right. You're like tentatively touching the gas pedal. Like, well, what happens if I? Whoa.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that one,
Yeah. You could tell. It sounded like that. It sounded. It sounded like someone playing this time.
yeah, and it's hard to like so. For instance, if anybody who was watching noticed on that take, and I just do this all the time. It's so annoying. But especially now that while people are watching and it just makes it harder to catch this kind of shit. Like the drums opened up the song with here, I'll just play it. So the drums opened up with this delay on them and I was like, oh fuck. And then I was like, you know what?
That's dope.
It's cool. I'm just going to make it like a part of the song. Like a part of this version
Yes.
is like that is going to recur. Like those dubbed out drums where I'm not dropping the
Yeah.
drums out. I'm just having the drums kind of be stuttered over with that particular delay.
Yeah. It's a very tribal, that kind of
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, I probably wouldn't screw with the timing of the Benny Dub one so much if I found a particular rhythm of the delay that I liked a lot. But there's none that on that one that I really love too much. So I keep fiddling with it. But the other thing I'm going to do on that one is actually. So this right here, this is a high pass and a low pass. So I'm actually going to close the low pass a little bit because the high end of that delay is actually getting a little harsh for me.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to let a little more low end in, and I'm going to take high end out so that it sounds even more kind of tape delay-y, which is a really cool parameter to have control over with this delay. And the funny thing about this delay and the Benny Dub delay being my two primary delays is the Benny Dub delay has like a literal like tempo knob. You can just like dial in the exact tempo and it will be more or less in line with the track. Whereas like the El Capistan, it just has one called time. And the only way to see what you're doing is this tap tempo light. And I could do the tap tempo, but I don't really like using it as much. I'd rather just use the time knob.
Yeah. You just got to feel it with your ear. You
Yeah,
have to
exactly.
rotate it until it settles in there.
Yeah, and ironically, I have a real tape delay sitting right next to me, but I really only use it for color. I use it for slap. I use it for, kind of more atmospheric stuff. I don't really use it in a super effecty kind of way. And that kind of goes for even my regular mixes. I always use it just kind of as a slap or whatever, just because I don't think there's anything that sounds better than that slap. That's my favorite slap ever. All right, well, let's try doing it one more time. And this is the one. I feel like this has got to be the one. I would hate to do this 5 times, although I hope people are enjoying this. And
Oh yeah, I
hanging
think
out.
it's just getting better and better.
Cool.
Yeah, the enjoyment is going up, I think.
Cool. So yeah, there's a couple things I want to take from that last pass, and the pass before it. As you can see, like, so I started doing the black arc phaser thing, kind of on every take now, because I really want that to be a part of the sound of this dub. Another thing I'm going to bring back is Brandon had great feedback for me last time, which was break up the vocal phrases a little bit more and bring in the lead guitar more. So I'm going to bring those back. And the other thing I'm actually going to bring back, because I liked it, I'm gonna bring back that El Capistan delay on the drums, because I actually think that sounded really cool.
Nice. Okay.
So now I have a couple like sound benchmarks that I want to hit, in addition to not distorting and clipping the fuck out of the entire track. That being the key one. That's the most important one. All right, let's do another one.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Everyone is everyone is there. Place where nothing exactly the same. A place where nothing
Cool, cool, cool.
Oh man, that that was the best Wise Owl dub you've ever done, right there. That
Wow.
was fucking incredible.
You know, I'm just gonna take that in for a second because coming from you, that's pretty heavy praise. So I really, really appreciate you saying that.
That was amazing.
Awesome.
What
Yeah,
did you think?
that was it. I could tell by the middle. I was like, all right, I know what not to do. I know.
Yeah, by the way, Frederico and Daniel in the chat both are like wicked. Oh my goodness. Yes, like that wasn't happening for the other ones. But for
Nice.
this one people are like, "Oh shit."
Hell yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, people are blowing the rap air horns and
Awesome.
stuff in the
Awesome.
chat. So, yeah.
I
That
think
was
then
amazing.
I think there's a general consensus then between you, me, and the chat that we should go with that one. I really like that one. There wasn't anything super jarring that stood out to me that I didn't like
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
that was all butter. That was one of the things about it too, is there was nothing like off-putting
Yeah.
at all that
Exactly.
happened in there.
Yep. Yeah, which it's kind of like you said. It's like once you have to know the arrangement, and once I did, I felt like it was just easier not to make those stupid mistakes.
Oh.
And
So
also,
those jarring things come from being unaware of the music kind of thing.
it's partly that and partly unaware of like what do I want to do,
Oh.
like do because like the first take, if you go back and listen or watch the first take, it's just like I'm kind of just dicking around and like seeing what sounds I can get.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until the second or third one that I actually had like an idea of like where I want to take the dub itself. So for this one, it was like, it was really clear. It was like I knew all the things I wanted to do. I knew all the things I wanted to avoid. I knew all the things in the song that I wanted to accentuate or de-accentuate. And on top,
de-accentuate too. Yeah.
totally.
I feel you.
And on top
Yeah.
of that, I feel like I brought in at least one time or another, every single one of the tracks was played on that version, which
Yes.
I can't say about the other ones.
Yes.
I even started fooling around with the perk track, which is really
I know.
cool.
You even featured the kabasa for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did.
like
That was wild.
everything got featured.
Yeah, yeah. So you can literally
And like the electronic percussion stuff, like the pew little
Oh, that was-
noises.
that
They,
was
there was a little period of time where they were getting their own delay
Mm-hmm.
moment happening.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? So much of that is also just happy accident too. Like it's like when you're doing a dub thing like this, it's like you have to. And I know you know this, by the way, Brandon. I'm kind of speaking more to the chat and people watching. But it's one of those things where you have to be quick enough on your feet to, if you hear something you didn't mean to do start happening. If that starts happening, but it sounds good, then just go with it. You
Yeah.
have to kind of make it sound like you meant to do that
And get your hands on it
quick
while,
enough.
while the window of it sounding good is still open.
Yes, which
And you
that
can, yeah.
that last take, I remember for sure there was, I think even in the part of the drums that you're talking about where where that bad
Yeah.
boy
Yes.
was featured. I'm
Yes.
90% sure that was an accident that I then dealt with in a quick enough time that like it sounded good.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think we should go with that one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I love that dub. That's one of my favorite dubs
Amazing.
ever right there.
Amazing.
Do you want to do the scientist style, which is like, wow, that dub just changed my life? Okay, I'm gonna do one more and then we're done.
Oh man.
Or Or
I've
no?
done 5, which is more than I normally would do anyway. I think we should just go with this
Okay.
one personally.
All right.
I am no scientist, but
All right.
well, let's leave it up to the chat. Chat, what do you think? Was that one so good that we should leave well enough alone? That's how
That you
I
should
feel.
be not allowed to dub anymore.
Yeah.
Even though that is saved, even though that's recorded,
Yep.
even though that is the one that we are going to use, even no matter what you dub next.
Yep.
Should it be illegal for you to dub
Illegal.
again?
Brandon's trying to put his weight on the scale here. He really is.
Yeah. Chat, you vote. It's completely up to you.
Yeah. Should
Do
we
you
put
want to
a-
vote for a stupid not dubbing again or a super cool dubbing again? Which one do you want to vote for?
Okay, I'm making a poll. Dub again or no? That's kind of a stupid way to put it, but that's what I put. Wow. How about this?
I hope somebody votes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh, I can't vote. Fuck that. All right.
Oh, I think I can.
Oh, we've got one vote for no already.
Uh-oh.
Holy shit! Should I just end the poll now?
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh, we've got 2 for no. Brandon. I don't know.
Okay, well, I just voted yes.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. All right. How many?
Did you
well,
vote twice for no?
I can't vote. I started the poll. It won't let me vote.
But you already voted for no.
No, I tried to, but it wouldn't let me vote. I haven't voted.
All right, well.
Groove Stranger, our most dedicated dub follower here, is saying it's always fun to watch, but you nailed it.
I think that's a nice way of saying, please, for the love of God.
Quit while you're ahead.
kidding.
No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, all right, well, the
Yeah.
chat has spoken.
The chat has spoken. I agree with the chat.
That's it.
I want to go with that one. That one was pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that dub, man. Really amazing job.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, really fun. We'll have to do this more, where we dub your stuff out live like this. With my stuff, I guess we could do it with my stuff too if we really wanted to. That would
Why
be
not?
that would almost be even more helpful to go through this process with the stuff that is more rigid in its structure. Like, how do I dance around the make this track dub but not really dub, kind of wink wink dub, you know what I mean? Like I
Yes.
do with the main black market stuff. I feel like
Yes.
this process would be even more helpful with that stuff. So maybe next time
All
we'll
right.
have to, next time we do a big artist like ABBA or something, we'll do that.
Dude, by the way, have you seen the stuff about the new ABBA album and the fucking, like, virtual concert and everything? Have you seen this?
Amazing.
Have you seen
And
this?
they
Have
were
you
like
heard about this?
de-aged and stuff. Did you see that shit?
Yes. It's
Wild.
great.
It looks
So, yeah.
okay, when I first saw that, I was like, wow, they look really good. That was like, oh, 'cause I didn't see the other photos of them when they're showing them as they actually are now.
Yeah, they
I-
don't look that good.
No, not that good. I mean,
Dude,
not,
Agneta was the only one who was ever good looking, though. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
they're not exactly.
It was
the
like
sexiest
her
band.
crazy hot, and then the three of them were always kind of homely.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. They're not. They were never the sexiest band, but that's what I love about older pop music is they let the ugly people sing and write songs.
Yes,
And
right.
you know, it turns out if you open up the pool to just
A little bit
anybody,
wider.
a little bit wider to just anybody who could write good songs, not just people that look like porn stars or just like male models. Turns out you can get a lot more good songs that way out of pop music as a whole, instead of just focusing on, well, they look really hot first and foremost, so let's give them a record deal.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how it is now. So have you heard the new ABBA music though?
Yeah, I heard one of the singles. I can't remember the
What did you
title of
think?
it.
Because I have not, I haven't heard it yet.
I thought,
I'm scared.
I thought it was going to be better. There are moments of like Yeah, because like the ABBA hallmark is just like, there's a setup, there's an intro, and then all of a sudden you just get smacked with like the most brilliant melody you've ever heard, and it's catchy the first time around,
Right.
which is really rare. Pretty much like Michael Jackson and the Beatles and ABBA are like the only people who can do that,
Yeah.
like without even repeating the melody.
Mm-hmm.
You already feel like you've heard it your entire life,
And you already know it. Like,
and you already know it,
Yeah.
and you'll be able to hum it back, even if I stop it after its first repeat.
yeah.
There were some shades of that, but it didn't. Fuck, I wish I could remember. Let me look it up. What song was it? ABBA new single.
It bodes well for us though, because that took me by surprise. And if
I
we're
still
on-
have faith in you.
okay, I have
Is
not.
what it's called.
I have-
So, yeah. I mean, I may change my tune later on, and it may end up being a song that I really love, but
Sure.
it doesn't have that quality of I fell in love with it the first time I heard it,
Right.
like most ABBA does.
Yeah, I was thinking though, like it really bodes well for us. I don't know when that album comes out, but like the fact that we're probably gonna put out an ABBA dub like while they're on
Oh.
tour and like people are
Yes.
thinking about ABBA again, like that's awesome.
Yeah, let the record show that
Yeah.
we came up with that idea. I don't know if all this stuff was announced when we were doing that already or
I
not,
don't think
but
so.
I was unaware of it.
I
If
was
it
totally
was,
unaware.
I had no idea that ABBA was coming back after 40 fucking years. When we decided we were going to do ABBA, they had been down for 40 years.
Yeah. And then maybe somebody saw our stream and was like, fuck,
Hey,
we got to get ahead of these
dude,
fuckers.
it was probably them. They were probably watching our stream and they looked at each other and went, yo,
Yeah.
yo, which is Swedish for, hey, you guys,
You know what I'm thinking?
yo.
I'm thinking Not
need
Lady
to get
Echo and Groove Stranger are actually members of ABBA.
Yeah. Oh, that's the only explanation.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
But I mean, you could infer that because it's not Lady Echo.
It's not her.
So
Somebody
we
else.
know it's not.
Mhm.
We know that it's not Lady Echo. So it
And-
could be any one of the 4 members of ABBA.
And it's a Groove Stranger.
Right. It's not
It's
the
not.
groove that you know.
No.
It's not a groove you're familiar with. I've never met ABBA. They're strangers to me,
Same.
and they're groovy as hell. It fits.
Has anyone seen Not Lady Echo and members of ABBA in the same room at the same time? Because
I haven't.
I have not. So,
Basically ABBA.
you're welcome, ABBA. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. I'm glad you guys decided to come back after aping off our idea to make more of your music.
Yeah, and in the middle of being so clearly busy, getting your virtual concert series off the
Yeah.
ground, it looks like it's a lot of work. It's
Yeah.
very nice of you to cut out some of your time to join us tonight.
Yep. Well, what else is on the agenda for tonight? The other thing I could do is now print this dub through. Well, what I would want to do is print it through my API first, and then bring it back through my tape machine. But I think I will lose sound bouncing it back from my tape machine.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I would. I would lose because I basically would have to like. It's basically like a hard patch, so like that the main output of the console becomes the tape machine, not like the output of the console anymore.
Yeah.
And I have it patched into the console that way, so I can't like patch bay it away.
I would think too that like the way that you're augmenting the sound, what you're doing to the sound would be so subtle
Yeah, it's true. It's
that
true.
like the main enjoyment of it would be like just to see the tape machine in action and to watch it go and watch
Right.
it spin and light up and
Right.
look at all the pretty moving colors and whatnot. And just to be able to say that we saw a tape machine in action, because that's like a pretty rare
Yep.
opportunity these days.
Yeah.
More so than like, wow, listen to what it's doing to that, to the relationship between that kick and that bass. Wow. you know?
Yeah, and it'll be less noticeable on a dub too. Well, that's not necessarily true. Sometimes it really brings out some magic in a dub, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, on a full track, it really does it really does bring out. So I can't even describe what it does because it's like magic. It's magnetic, physical magic happening. Like
Yeah. Hard to quantify.
it is, yeah. I even like just for my own sense of like just to confirm that my ears are correct, I went in and compared a track I received from somebody and then compared it to directly after I printed it through tape and then brought it back to the computer. I compared the waveforms, and on the track they sent me, all the transients are like really sharp, like literally like triangle sharp.
Right.
Like the shape of them are like triangles, like very like knife like sharp transients. And when you bring it back through tape, they're like all of them are round.
Wow.
Everything is round. It's completely changing like the whole relationship of the song. It
Yeah.
makes it just like this pillowy, gluey, warm kind of thing. It's amazing. But if you were to ask me like what was going on, I don't know if I'd be able to tell you just from listening to it.
Yeah.
Other
it's
than
a
I just
very-
like it.
And it's a very studied thing. There's a lot of years and a lot of smart people
Mm-hmm.
who stand to make a lot of money if they are able to like nail it down and a very precise, repeatable understanding of what it's doing.
Yeah, totally.
They could make millions, billions of dollars if they can nail it down.
Yep.
And it's been pretty well emulated, but not
Not like the real thing.
not like A equals B
No.
repeatable thing. No.
Yeah. I even like when I was in the market for this machine in particular, I was even thinking like, okay, well, I had a Tascam 388 for 10 years. It was a 1/4-inch tape machine. It was awesome. I loved it. I loved what it did, but should I graduate up to like a 1/2-inch machine or something and get a more serious, so I thought, tape machine for mastering? And basically, through my research, I found that the majority of most tape mastering done in the 70s was done to, and I could be totally speaking out of turn, and there's going to be someone in the comments be like, you're fucking totally wrong. But like, based on what I looked up, and my basic understanding of it was
Yeah.
that a lot more than you would think was mastered to 1/4-inch tape as opposed to 1/2-inch tape.
Huh.
Because since you have less physical space, you get more compression, more kind of tape gluiness because it's a literal like, smaller physical piece of tape to take up.
Like the 1/2-inch didn't bring it in enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So to really get that glue, they wound up just going to 1/4-inch a lot of the time.
So is that what you have? Do you have 1/4-inch or
Yeah,
1/2-inch?
it's 1/4-inch. I stayed with 1/4-inch, which was good for me because I already had a bunch of 1/4-inch tape. I had a bunch of 1/4-inch like I just had a bunch of stuff that like worked already with
Yeah.
this thing, so I didn't have to change a bunch and buy a bunch of new tape or anything. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a really cool machine, and it's, I at this point, okay, I want everyone just to look down right there. That logo is a tape machine. It's been a tape machine since I started this thing. I've always been a huge proponent of tape, and so much so that Black Market's logo is built around a tape reel. So it's like at this point, I'm always putting my shit through tape no matter what. It just happens that I actually love it. I love how it sounds. I love what it does. My clients with High Noon all love it. At this point, I would love to get more mix work through High Noon, but I have so many people contacting me about tape mastering now. The majority of what I do is like bounce people's stuff through tape and basically
Wow.
do exactly what I did for you today, with your song, is just bounce stuff through tape. And usually I go the extra step and master it as well, which you're going to wind up doing for these songs. But that's like the majority of what people want now. Is like they just want console and tape. It's huge.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Yeah, and yeah, like people are willing to pay for it.
Yep. Yep.
Because it's one of those things where it's like it's so desirable for your music, for the finished product of your music, but it's so much work and room and gear and
Yep.
upkeep and everything
And
that
expense.
it is, that it's economical to just pay somebody to do it,
Totally.
you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that was a big, huge reason I wanted to get a lot of this stuff, and I was fortunate enough to be able to get it. Was because I knew that like this would open me up to new clientele. Like so much, I was so actually focused on that aspect of it that I was just like, I was so laser focused on just building this studio and like thinking about growing the business and making High Noon. I kind of, what was it? How do you say? Like lost the forest through the trees. When I first sat down here and just listened to a mix, I was like, oh yeah, and it sounds really good now.
I forgot.
I was like, I'm not just doing this because I'm trying to use it as like a fucking thing to start a business with, which I was, but like also it sounds good. Like it sounds way better than what I had before. Like night and day. But yeah, I literally had this moment where I just like I pressed play and I was like, oh yeah, fuck,
Better
it's
equipment.
way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this was kind of our whole idea for the stream tonight, was for me to do these dubs. So we're coming in on 2 hours. I feel like we could probably land this ship if you think.
Yeah. Well, the last thing
Sure.
is I just want to say again that this song, Wise Owl's
Yes, very important.
reggae version of Heaven by the Talking Heads, is coming out tomorrow. It's on Bandcamp.
Mhm.
If you have Wise Owl on Bandcamp or this Bandcamp website above my head. I also found out recently, not that recently, but like a month or two ago, every time that I listen to artists on Bandcamp, the main one is Black Market. It like like whatever music, whatever artist whose music is on Bandcamp and is not on Spotify or YouTube or another place where I listen to music, the only place that it is on Bandcamp. I used to always bring up my browser on my phone and listen to it
Yeah.
and put in the website on, like in Safari on my phone, and play it from there.
Yeah.
And I found out recently that Bandcamp has an app that you can just listen
Yeah.
to Bandcamp music on, and it works exactly like Spotify and everything else. I'm
Yeah,
like,
and it's
oh,
awesome.
of course.
Yeah. I kind of
Of course
wish
this exists.
I kind of wish they would consolidate, because there's a Bandcamp for Artists app where you
Yeah,
can send
yeah.
messages to everybody. You can look at your stats and your sales and all that kind of stuff. And then there's Bandcamp for listening, which is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they could integrate those into one app. That would be amazing. But I get how it's kind of two different
Yeah.
things. But
Bandcamp for artists who are fans of
Yeah.
other artists. Yeah.
Bandcamp's for artists who listen to music.
Yeah. So I have both on my phone now. So so either through this link, or if you have the Bandcamp app, search for Wise Owl. It's on there. It's coming out tomorrow. What is it? Friday. I stopped paying attention to the date after September 10th. And yeah.
Nice.
So should we? So you did a one part of the mastering stage for like the main song, which
Yes.
is your processing and balancing that you do with your console and putting it onto the tape. And then you just gave it back to me before we did this stream.
Yep.
And I haven't listened to it yet. Should we listen to it together?
Let's do it.
So this is either this is the exact final version of the song that will be released tomorrow, or something very close.
Very close to it. Yeah.
So maybe all of us can listen to it together.
Yeah. Exclusive.
Exclusive, siv. I don't have my delay hooked up. Exclusive.
Exclusive. Here we go.
Thank you. All right, let me just turn down a few. Tell me how loud this is, though, man. Is that like too loud?
I don't
Too
think
quiet?
so. I don't. It sounds great.
All right, good. Yeah.
Well,
this
yeah.
is it.
Let's listen. I'm calling my shot like Babe Ruth. This is the version that's gonna be released tomorrow. Just kidding. We'll see. Hopefully this
heard
is.
it?
Hopefully this is the one.
You heard it here. Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Everyone is trying to get to the bar. Name of the bar.
baby. Wow.
I know.
That sounds good.
Ah.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to go ahead and say this is your best Wise Owl track, I think. By kind of a lot for me. Like, not just because
Yeah.
it's Talking Heads, but like, holy shit, that just sounds so good. And you did so, like, your creative choices with where to drop things out and bring things back in is just like so spot on. Like, it's really incredible job on that track. Like, seriously.
Wow. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's like, yeah, I feel like we're in this like golden moment right now where we're like at the moment every time that we make something, me and you, we really feel like, dude, this is like the best thing that this is the best one we've ever done.
Dude,
Every time.
this
You know,
past
like I think like the last like 2 or 3 things that we've done together,
yep.
as we're listening to it, getting ready to release it, we're like, and I definitely am, you definitely are about this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time, the past 2 or 3 times in a row, we feel really strongly that like this is the best music that we've ever made
Totally.
in our lives. You know,
I completely agree. It's yeah, it's
an amazing feeling.
It's really amazing feeling. We're really like we're firing on all cylinders right now. That's what it feels like. And I think in no
And it doesn't
small
always feel like that, by the way.
no, it
It does
doesn't.
not always feel like that.
No, it doesn't.
So,
In no small part, and due to I think the chat and doing this podcast. Should we call it a podcast? What the fuck are we doing? What is this?
yeah, it is kind of it's yeah. This is like it's one of those YouTube podcast like video components
Yeah.
for a podcast that doesn't have a podcast.
Right. Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should go the extra mile and like turn the audio files into podcasts, but I just don't know how.
Why not?
Yeah. Should we do it? I mean, it's one extra step and maybe people will listen. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably worth it. I mean, why not? Just give it a name and put it on all the platforms that we possibly can. And
Totally.
and like you know, like we were talking about, and we were being counseled in the chat last time. Like we need to be doing this on Twitch too. You
Oh
know?
God, yeah. Seriously.
Like word on the street is that Twitch is a more like fitting platform for
what we do.
this.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, me and Brandon, our plan since the beginning of this has always been to let's really get this show under our feet on YouTube first, since that's an easy platform to work on and to work with. And as soon as we feel like we're really comfortable on YouTube, let's bring it to other places. Let's do a simulcast on Twitch. Maybe we'll try and do a Bandcamp thing at some point.
Yeah.
You know,
Exclusive.
we'll see. I've honestly, I've kind of, not soured on that idea, but I almost feel like it's a little cart before the horse kind of thing. Like
Okay.
we have such a small audience still to then,
Yeah, because the Bandcamp one involves like paying to view.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we have such a
Yeah.
small audience, and the people that are watching for free on YouTube, they're super loyal and they're here every week. So I mean, they deserve the show. You know, I mean, they're so supportive and awesome. So until we get a bigger audience, it doesn't really warrant splitting up the audience quite yet.
Dude, my philosophy on like, this has always been my philosophy on playing shows, like performing like with a band or just as a musician, because the question is always there when you're playing shows and booking shows and having conversations with the people who book the artists at whatever bar or club or venue, is always about money. How much do you pay the bands? Well, I usually pay this much. Oh man, that's way less than I want to be paid to bring my whole band out there and blah, 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 blah. That's like a big, big, big part of that life, right?
Yep.
So my philosophy on it has always been that, like, I really don't agree with the musicians who feel like they should be getting paid more just because.
Sure.
I really feel like you gotta create a product that is worth that much money.
Right. Create demand at the very least.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, do you have a show, a live performance that is that captivating and that entertaining and that good?
Yeah.
The quality of it is that high,
Mm-hmm.
where it makes sense, where you're completely justified to expect this amount of money at a minimum because of the amount of effort and the amount of skill that goes into making it. Is your product worth $400? Is your
Sure.
product worth $1,000?
Sure.
Or, if like for me, I just got back into performing for the first time since COVID. My
Congrats.
product is worth about $50 or $60, maybe less, and that's okay. That's fine,
Yeah.
because that's not where I'm stopping.
Right.
I'm not going to be playing a show that's worth $50 for the rest of my life.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm learning what I need to learn and developing what I need to develop to be, to have a show that is worth charging somebody tens of thousands of dollars to bring it there
Sure.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So might kind of be the same thing with our stream.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how does that apply to this? What are your thoughts on that?
So there is, so just so everybody knows, one of our options that
Yeah.
we could do now or soon or at any time is to host this stream on Bandcamp instead.
Yep.
And there are certain benefits to it. I can't remember exactly what the benefits are for the viewers of the stream and why it's better than viewing it on YouTube or anywhere else.
Well, the plan is, or would be, we're not for sure doing this, but we have, this is an idea we've thought about doing, would be basically offer the show on YouTube for free up to about an hour, right? And then after that, basically the show would air on YouTube and on Bandcamp simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a Bandcamp subscriber or you purchase a ticket, you would get to watch the entire show.
Yeah.
But basically on YouTube, you'd get to watch the first hour for free. We'd probably take a break at 55 minutes and say, okay, everybody, we're now migrating exclusively to Bandcamp.
Yep.
And so, our thinking being that would be a way to use YouTube to drive more traffic to Bandcamp, which is how we survive and make a living, is through Bandcamp, right?
Right.
So the cool things about the Bandcamp platform is we could sell our merch there directly on the platform. People have access to all of our music they could buy there during the streams. And that, it would cost probably $1 per stream or something like that.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Well, we could charge whatever we want, but I
Oh, $20 then. No, just kidding.
yeah, I probably wouldn't want to charge much, very much for what we're doing.
More than a dollar or a few. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially if it's every week. So
Well, can you do the quintessential Bandcamp thing that I love, which is that you can name your own price. You can pay
yeah.
whatever you pay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I love that.
I did kind of just a test version of setting that up, live stream on Bandcamp. And yeah, you set a minimum price. People have to pay something. If it was up to me, this is how I do all my music. I make it for free, but if you want to pay whatever you want, go for it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
If I could,
Same.
that's how I would do it with the show. But Bandcamp doesn't allow you to do that. You have to pay something. So I would set it at something really small, like $1 or something. And if people wanted to pay us $10, and cool,
yeah,
it's not a big
I really
deal.
want the enjoyment of our content and listening to our stuff and everything and participating in our streams and all of our content. I really want it to be able to match the budget of whoever you are.
Mm-hmm.
And for a lot of people, that is $0.
Totally.
You know, it just is, and I want to listen and I want to hear it, and I cannot spare any money for it.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. But for some people though, it's like $200, and I
Yeah.
want that $200, you know, because it matches your budget, and
Totally.
it's like, and you want to give it, you know.
Yep.
That's the model that I like.
I like it a
that
lot.
that I want to be able to do everything at.
I like it a lot too. And I think someday it would be great to do it. Maybe someday soon. But like I said, right now, you know, we're averaging probably on a really great week, we'll get 10 people watching this stream, which is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, we're not complaining. But
Dude, I know that's so much to me. That's a lot. I love.
yeah, no, it's awesome. You know, if there was 10 people in this room right now, I would have to kick someone out. I mean, it would get stinky. But
Right. Imagine if there were 10 people like physically hanging out with us.
Mhm.
Like, imagine how nervous you would have been doing your dub, though.
oh yeah, I don't know if I'd been able to do it, but maybe I would have. I don't know. But yeah, it's like to at this stage, like to drive people towards a paid model just feels really premature. I feel like we would wind up kind of
Yeah.
shooting the show in the foot, and you know, it's like we would wind up having 0 people watching.
It kind of feels like we haven't earned it. Like
We haven't.
We don't have a show that is worth that much money yet.
Not yet. We've only done 10 of these, which is a lot. But like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like we get to dual broadcasting on YouTube and Twitch. That's the next real step.
Yes,
Is getting
I
this
agree.
show-
That's the next thing to do.
Simulcast on YouTube and Twitch, because
agree
that'll
with
help
you.
grow our audience. That will in turn send more people to Bandcamp who know us from this. You know, that would be cool, because if people go,
Yeah.
if people know us from this and then go to Bandcamp, then if we introduce hey, how about $1 or whatever you want to, or become a subscriber on Bandcamp and you get all the streams for $5 a month, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, then they'll probably be excited to do that. But right now it's like, you know, we're still kind of hustling as far as the YouTube game goes. You know, we're pretty far down the ladder. Okay, another thing I want to mention, speaking of this though, that I've been meaning to mention for like 2 weeks now and I keep forgetting. Just this past week, past 4,000 followers on Bandcamp. So I've
Nice.
so I always say we've got 4,000 or whatever, but
It doesn't work.
oh,
I'm trying to make a dub sound.
gotcha. So we've been like really close to 4,000 for a really long time. So I was just kind of round up and say we have 4,000, but this
But now,
now we've got since Blondie we've got I think
Nice.
4,050 or 60 or something like that.
good job, everybody.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We did it. We did it.
And I would love to see a bunch of you, or all of you, ideally, go subscribe to fucking Wise Owl's channel too on Bandcamp, because we're
It's just a click away, folks.
it's a click away. Seriously.
And if you like black market, I don't know. I could imagine maybe some people would be like, black market is the shit. I like it, and then they listen to Wise and be like, man, not my cup of tea.
I don't
it's
know why
possible.
you would do that,
But like 90-something%, if you like black market,
you're gonna like Wise Owl.
you're gonna. It's basically more. It's more
It's
of
the
what
s-
you like.
It's the same thing. It sounds just as good, if not
It's the
better.
exact same thing.
We make everything together now, and so if you like one, you'll really like the other one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
That's the truth of
I
it.
don't mean to say
Yeah,
it's the same
they-
thing. It's not the same thing, but it's
no, but
very
there's another
complimentary.
page right next door of what you like that is more of what you like.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Another cool follower milestone: past 600 subscribers on YouTube. Which
Wow.
is rad. Been getting
hit
tons.
the dub thing. I don't know why mine isn't working right now. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Getting tons of subscribers on YouTube. Kind of unbelievable how many subscribers we get on here, which is great.
That's great.
Don't know where they are every week, but you know what? Love it all the same. It's
Right.
still awesome.
I know, because every time you press stream, a notification goes out to 600 people, right?
Yeah, and everyone's just like, meh.
No, if I got that notification, so this is interesting because all the people that I subscribe to on YouTube, either they don't ever stream or do stuff like that, or I just don't get the notification. I don't know why.
Well, okay. The reason for that is, and for everybody watching, if you go on YouTube and if you were to go to like the black market homepage,
Okay.
I believe
Oh, you have to click the bell.
you have to click the bell.
Oh, it's a separate.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
MFG.
if you subscribe, you'll see the videos in your feed like tomorrow or tonight or whenever they drop or whenever you're on the app. But if you hit the bell, as soon as I put something out, you'll get a notification on your phone. So that's the real best way to,
Okay.
you know.
I just realized I don't subscribe to Black Market. All right. Well, there you go. We got
All
one
right.
more subscriber
Hell
now.
yeah, got another one. Another one in the bag. That's so good. Oh my god. New subscriber, Wise Owl. Cool. Thanks, man.
Let me click the
It's
bell.
only been what, like years?
Oh,
Whatever.
man. That's hilarious.
Oh fuck. I'm not following Wise Owl.
Oh! Well, that's fair.
Oh my god.
That's
All
fair.
right. I'm hitting the bell. I'm hitting the bell.
Sweet. Sweet.
Wow.
All
That's really funny.
So, okay. So now I understand why all the YouTubers say, like,
Hit the
make
bell.
make sure to subscribe and click that bell.
Yep.
They do always say both.
They do. They say hit the bell or whatever.
Or smack that bell or
Yep.
whack that bell.
Yep. Well, yeah. So we've been getting quite a bunch of followers, and also, man, we haven't even talked about how amazing it's been. A week since Blondie came out. It's been 1 week tonight.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Tell us, Nate, the holder of the statistics.
So we've gotten the Bandcamp desktop app. It doesn't break down how many plays you get per album exactly, but just this week we've gotten 7,000 plays this week
Wow.
since Blondie came out, which is incredible.
1,000 plays a day.
1,000 plays a day.
That's cool.
So yeah, super
Man.
successful release. It's been kind of incredible. The
Can you imagine?
outpouring of support for this one has
Wow.
been pretty amazing. So yeah, thank all you guys for
Yeah, thank you guys.
digging our stuff and listening to it and staying engaged and staying on top of it. It's really fun. We do this for you guys.
Yeah, right. I just more than anything, we're just really glad that you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Very happy about that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, I'll tell a quick story about my time at Capitol.
Nice.
I was a runner at Capitol for a while, but I was a little bit older. I was kind of the median age of runners there. Everyone was kind of in their mid to late 20s. But there was one kid who I love, by the way. He's a great kid. I won't say his name, but he's really incredibly talented engineer and producer. Just like basically blew through Capitol and was like, it was obvious he was ready for bigger and better things. And he was like 18 or 19.
Wow.
And I remember this is what made me feel really old. Not just old, but just kind of like, oh, why? I don't know. It kind of upset me. But
What happened?
it didn't upset me so much as it made me, it was humbling, and it made me really grateful for the fans that I have. I was talking to him one night, and I was like, dude, can you believe it? My black market stuff, it just crossed 250,000 lifetime plays. 250,000 times people have listened to this stuff.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That is.
And he was like, dude, that'd be worth like a couple bucks on Spotify. It's like nothing. He was like, dude, like he named some song and he was like, dude, this gets like 1 million plays a day. He's like, this song on YouTube has over 1 billion plays. Like 250,000 plays is like not very much. And he's like, and that's for all of your music, not just like one song. And I was like,
Not one, right? Lifetime. Your entire catalog.
I was like, that's for 150 songs over about 5 years. I've got 250,000 plays. And he just like the way he like summed it all up for me to make me not feel like that was cool anymore.
Your life's work.
Yeah, my life's work. I was just like, yeah, I guess you're right about that, you little shit. But man,
That's hilarious.
so for a minute it kind of hit me hard, but then again I'm like, dude, I don't fucking know anybody who has had that many plays or support for anything. Like, it's like I'm not a huge artist. I'm just some guy. Like, like, and I'm really lucky that I've developed a fan base and people that want to listen to this stuff. Like, I feel really fortunate. So whether it's fucking 200 plays or 250,000 or whatever, it's like I'm grateful. It's been a really cool experience.
Yeah.
And if you're curious, I'm at about 350,000 plays now. So I've got 100,000 plays to sop up my tears from that little comment from that little bastard.
That's a lot of plays, man.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I would be lying if I said there were never moments where I compare myself to more successful people and feel bad about it. That's part of being human.
That's part of being
every
an
fucking
artist.
person does that. And being an artist.
Yeah.
But okay, 100,000 plays happened. Who I'm comparing that to is myself. And for me, who is so used to so many earlier times in my life where I would release something and it would get 20 plays.
Yeah.
That's a fucking lot. So when something that I have done does have 100,000 plays, it's like, and I compare it to myself, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is.
It's a huge accomplishment.
Yep. Yeah, like, I don't have access to my phone right now, but I'm going to text you some of the statistics later because I think you'll appreciate it. Like, dude, the Bowie album that you played on, the second Bowie one from when we were living together, that has, I think, 30,000 plays, just that album. And it's been listened to by, I think, 10,000 different people. So 10,000 unique people have all checked that out,
Yeah,
And-
that is one of the best, if not the best one.
It's
Ridiculous.
It's really good, yeah.
The Blondie one is really good too, though.
Blondie's great too. Elton John's really great. I personally, I think Elton John is up there with the Bowie stuff. That one's still my favorite of this year. But yeah, I mean, I bring this stuff up because, like, I'm sure you feel that way. I hate to say this stuff because I don't want you to feel like it's being rubbed in your face at all, because this is people listening to us. It's my profile, but like this is your work.
Yeah, you're bringing that because black market numbers are higher than YSL numbers, which is another reason why, like, all y'all black market followers, make sure to follow YSL. Yeah,
Seriously.
but no, I and especially at this point, I do really feel I do experience like ownership and
Good.
a part of when something happens with black market. I'm like, oh my God, check out what's happening with my band. That's how it feels. you know?
Yeah, and that's another reason why I always try to, like, credit you in the title too. Like, the artist is always Black Market and YSL now, because again, it's like you have your own thing, and you bring so much to Black Market, and you are your own unique artist, and you deserve to share the platform with me, and for your own stuff to be heard as well, and as often as Black Market does. Especially, like, fuck, man, I listened to Heaven tonight, and I'm just like, this is like the best thing we've ever done. It's so good. It sounds so good.
It's so good.
And even just working on it this week for you, I've even developed like I've altered my chain slightly. I've developed a few new processes that I'm going to implement into my own stuff and to my client's stuff. Like, so I mean, I don't know, man. I know I
feel
tell
you.
you this all the
I
time, but
feel you.
you bring a ton of value to me. You've always brought a ton of value to me as an engineer and as a fellow creative, and I've always learned so much from you, and I've always just being in your orbit, I feel like I get better by osmosis. So I feel really lucky to be able to have you on my stuff, and you know, it really makes me happy to hear that you do have a sense of ownership with Black Market, because you really are a part of the band. You know, I wish I could communicate to Horseman.
Yeah,
He's also
right.
in a band he doesn't know about, but but yeah, man, I don't know. I'm just really proud of the work we're doing, and you know, it's worth note because this week has been particularly successful because of the Blondie release, and you know, let's everybody out there who listened to that take a bit of that enthusiasm for Blondie and put it into Wiesel and listen to his stuff tomorrow, because that's coming out tomorrow.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Nate.
Yeah.
I love you, man.
Love you too, buddy. Well, anything else of note?
I'm happy. I think this was a good little session we had
great.
here.
Yeah, I think we should probably end it because I still have some more work to do tonight. I got to I gotta print this dub mix through the rest of my chain and get it sent off to you. And
Right? Yeah. I need to
yeah.
upload it.
Yeah, we have to finish.
I have to
shits.
upload it to Bandcamp tonight,
Yeah.
and now I need to make the album art
Oh, exactly.
for heaven.
So yeah, we're going to bid everyone adieu, but we're still going to be working tonight for a little while.
Goodbye, y'all.
Thank y'all.
Love you. See you next week.
Thank y'all for watching. You guys have been the best. See you next week.